This is Darko, and my new EP, Sexy Girl Summer Volume 1, is out now. Listen on Spotify. Girl, I'm falling. It's 4 in the morning. Can we do this again? So tell me, why did I get love, my baby? There's nothing that I can do for you. When I look into your eyes, I'm flowing with that electricity. The night is filled with thoughts of you. As we move closer to each other eagerly, 2 pints of neck oil, please. So, plans for this weekend?
Probably just helping Clive with his unruly clematis.
Right. Or we stick our neck out, hook those festival tickets, get caught in the circle pit, which becomes a vortex of time and space, transporting us to our past lives.
Yeah, all right. Could I bring Clive's clematis?
Stick your neck out. Beavertown. Never normal. Visit drinkaware.co.uk. Enjoy Beavertown beer responsibly.
Hey, what's the matter? You're all, like, red in the face.
Red in the face? My face is red. I'm trying to get the M&M's crew together, but I don't know what to say.
Okay. Keep your shell on.
You got any bright ideas, Shakespeare?
Ooh, why don't you just send a photo of this new pack of limited edition M&M's? They got messages on them already.
Well, I never. Grab a pack and start the fun with new limited edition packs.
Right, what is up, chat? Yeah, we're back, obviously, and second part to the challenge we did before. So essentially, I drew a bunch of dragons last time I was here, and on a piece of paper, and essentially we're doing a color challenge with a twist. Now, to explain it again really quickly, because I haven't got much time, because I've wasted a lot kind of sorting my laptop out because it's being an arsehole. Essentially how this works is you have your 5 things. It can be dragons, it can be anything you want really, it can be characters, whatever you're prefer, drawing, whatever. Or I'm doing pop culture because HTDYD, one of the main impacts for like fantasy and Adventure Time is on a list as well for kind of in my childhood and stuff. And it's all nostalgia as well, obviously. But the way that this works is that you spin a wheel for each of the 5 or however many things you have, right? It could be less, it could be more, it could be about 50, it could be, I don't know, like 2 or 3. And essentially you get that random thing. What you then do is spin a wheel for a random colour. And then because this is the first one that you've spun for, and this is the first colour you've spun for, you get 5 variations of that single colour. Right? And then when you go on to the next one, you do the second one. You spin another colour, you spin another thing that you're drawing, essentially. And this time, you get to take that colour and its opposite colour. But you only get 4 variations of each of those colours. You can kind of see where this is going. So on your third spin, you get 3 colours, but you only get 3 variations of those 3 colours. Your fourth spin, you get 4 colours, but you only get 2 variations of those 4 colours. And then finally, you get to your 5th spin, or however long you go on for, basically. And you get a 5th colour, and you get to use the 5 opposite or pentagonal colour theory colours from that colour. And because I did colour theory again in uni, and it is... Seriously, I was thinking about this the other day. My style before uni, drawing stuff, insanity compared to how it looks now. Like... how far we come forward with our style and our confidence. I'm able to draw with pens drawn to paper now without having to lay down any pencil, which is crazy. I'm able to draw straight out of my mind without having reference images, which is kind of mad as well. Like detailed shit too. So yeah, it's absolutely crazy. But we're going to be using essentially that colour theory to go through also this challenge. And the next time, I want to try something else. See, it's going to be a little bit of time before this stream and the next because I'm going away for a bit. But I will be back, don't worry. And I want to try grayscale along with a Fantastic Four and some other coloury bits too there as well. It should be very fun. But yeah, if you want to have a go at this challenge, feel absolutely free. It's open to everyone, to be honest. But yeah, like I said, you can do as many things as you want. You could do like 100 of them, which means you have like 100 different colours on one of them and 100 variations of one single colour on the first one, if that makes sense. So we're going to start with the Gronkel, or fish legs, and this isn't... I was thinking this originally, it doesn't have to be specifically fish legs and meat log, but I'm kind of going to vary towards that because of the way that I've drawn the figures. The only problem is, when I drew them, some of them, especially the Gronkel here, I feel like I didn't curve them enough, and so what I'm just going to do is up the body a bit. But essentially, for this first one, we can only use the colour green. We can only use, if I find it like properly, it's like a grassy green. So, tell you what we'll actually do is create, well, I'm going to need to create separate layers anyway to actually drew the colours on as well, digital in a while. But if we just up on this a bit, what we're going to do is essentially make a little colour palette on the side here. And the colour that we got on that spinny wheel is going to go right at the top, and then we're going to have variations underneath. So that already counts as 1. So now we can have 4 more variations of that, essentially. And so what I'm going to do is get 2 darks and 2 light values. That way, we can actually create a sense of depth. Now, the biggest challenge, obviously, is going to come with the other one, where it's going to be a bit like 5 separate colours that don't really cohere, apart from the fact that they have some sort of colour theory together. And that is what I'm slightly worried about. Now, what I will say is with these colours, we can blend them. I'm not, like, putting blending out the question. And this thing is, people can do this on paper as well. You don't have to do it digitally. I've just prefer to do it digitally because I like doing mixed media stuff by taking my drawings and putting them into digital and sort of colouring there. And then sometimes I'll print them out and actually add to them more with a bit of paint and Posca afterwards, to add some like graffiti or kind of techie effects, stuff like that. And then we'll put our lighters down here like this. And what I actually do is just go in with a bit of more pale version of that. And there we go. Now we have our greens that we're going to use to essentially amplify this picture to as much as we can. And before we do that, like I said, I do just want to warp the canvas a bit because of the way that this looks. It feels very, very flat and rounded. That is the wrong layer. We need to go down here. My laptop is being very laggy today, which is annoying. We're going to chuck the music back on as well because I pretty enjoyed that. It's a lot of synthy stuff. I saw the Tron trailer. I've been listening to a lot of synthy stuff ever since. So yeah. Oh.
2 pints of Necco, please. So, plans for this weekend?
Probably just helping Clive with his own.
I've also got a little drinky drink back here, so if you hear me slurping, that's my drinky drink. And also I'm going to a pizza party today, which is I forgot about, and then realised that obviously we're streaming and I've got to go to a pizza party afterwards, so yeah.
Could I bring Clive's clematis?
Stick your neck out. Beavertown. Never
Without any further ado, we're just going to get on with it, to be honest.
enjoy Beavertown beer.
Right. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and just warp this real quick first, so we can actually get some sort of perspective on it. We just like bend this up a bit. That's it, and then we'll take this one. And the thing is, these don't have to be complete pictures. Like, I use a grey background a lot for my concept pieces, and so that is essentially what this is going to fall under. A bit more of like a concept piece. Just make sure I keep the shapes right, so not go too excessive on that. You know what, we can round that off a bit when we actually get into colouring, but I say it's a nice enough curve there. So we go back to, well, that's not what I meant to do. We go back to 1, there we go. We go back to T. Awesome, we can get started. So yeah, we're going to basically start with the original green and then probably just build off of that. Now, the environments that are going to go behind, I didn't actually really think about it too much. And essentially, I'm just going to let my mind sway as what comes to like green. And the first thing that comes to me with green is like acidic place, maybe poisonous, or maybe it's really grassy, or maybe it's like magic-y, mystical green forest or something like that. And obviously with the colours, you don't have to do specific ones at the start. I chose the colours that are like representative of each dragon rider. You could just start with any amount of random colours that matches the amount of things you've got to draw. But yeah, I thought it'd be more fun, a bit of a challenge with this. And I have got, well, I've got limited reference. So what I mean by that is I've only got one picture of the kind of official concept arts of each of the dragons from HTDYD, like when they were designing the stuff for the movie, on the side here. So I can occasionally peek over, but it's not accurate to the animation, because obviously the concept art always looks slightly different from the final output. And if you're wondering, oh, why are you colouring the whole thing? Why not just mask it and then fill it in? Well, I want to get texture in there, that's why. Bit of roughness. Also, this is the way that I do my stuff in digital. To be fair, my digital and my traditional aren't too different in terms of technique, like the way that I do stuff. I have like a specific process that I follow whenever I do drawing or well, anything to do with art, to be honest. It just spreads across all of the mediums. And it is essentially just base colour tones and variants and all that, and shades and stuff, and then shadows and highlights and then extra effects. And obviously with grayscale, which we're going to be exploring next time, it's kind of the same, except all you're doing is, I guess in a way, before adding your colours and tones, you're just deciding which parts are going to be darker anyway, and then still applying the tones underneath that. Essentially, all you're doing with grayscale, the way that it works is easiest way to explain it. So imagine this was just like a lot less opaque. So if I bring down the opacity and just up the scale, it would be something like this, but in like grey and black and white. And then all you do is you'll paint your colour underneath that, and what it does is it makes the colours seem darker or lighter depending on where you've put your stuff. Because obviously you're using opaque colours underneath, but you've got these you've got these more like translucent colours underneath, and so it creates this really weird effect of like darkening certain parts, even though the actual colour underneath itself is still the same brightness. Because then what you can do over the top of that is go ahead, add more detail, and even add more colour variation without grayscale. It's very fun. I've tried it like once before and it did not go very well, but yeah. I've always wanted to give it a try now that I'm at like a better level of art, to be honest. And so I thought, why not? If we're going to draw the Fantastic Four, we might as well apply some sort of challenge to it. We do an HTDYD and we're doing a colour challenge, so why not? With the wings, I need to sort out a bit. Because I know how to draw wings. I just got a bit lazy when I was doing the other bits. I just got lazy with the feet. We'll sort them out later. Actually, no, we can do them now. They need to be a bit more pudgy, like that. And because I've got the green, some of you may be thinking, oh, well, you're going to turn it into a plant then, aren't you? Yeah, so the actual dragon, it stays as its dragonistic form. The colours don't really change the form of the dragon. That would be an interesting colour challenge, to apply certain colours to a thing and then change it because of what the colour is, but yeah, it's not what we're going for today. Hey, it's giving me a new idea, actually. I was going to do that with like Venom symbiotes. The different colours like apply different stuff to them, and it'll be like a rando colour. I like doing colour challenges. I've noticed quite a lot recently as well. I've done a lot of them, like a lot of them. I've been drawing on the actual thing. Fuck. This is why you make sure you draw on the right layer, because I've been drawing on top of the actual picture, which now means that I have to colour all this in again, as you can probably see. Or do I? I might do a quick cheat for this, actually. Yeah, if we undo all this real quick and then recolour it. Quick little cheat for this. Very easy to do. If we go like this and make sure we're on the right layer. Just here like that. Now what we can do is just go like this. Could have maybe done this before stream. It would have been easier. But like I said, I mismanaged my time a bit. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. I can smooth it up later. Yeah, I watched the new Stranger Things trailer the other day. It looks pretty good. I have a feeling a lot of the characters are going to die, though. Well, there's going to be a lot of fake out deaths and then stuff. But yeah, I can't really tell. I'm not the writer. But I have a feeling a lot of our favourite characters are going to end up dying off. I think Will's going to die.
There's more to Spotify than meets the ear.
Like, that's a probable yes.
Center stage on Spotify, with over 300,000 video shows and 300 million users already watching their favorite podcast. With seamless switching between watching and listening, you can tune in anytime, anywhere. Got a show of your own? Upload your video to Spotify, turn views into fans, and monetize your passion.
Yeah, look, all we're doing here is basically just magnify, or sort of magnetically go around this thing. Which I call a little bit of a cheat code, but also when the time calls for it, it's kind of necessary. Also, I will just say, if we don't get these done within the stream, which is probably very highly likely, I'll have to set them up as a time lapse. I will have time to do them, even while I'm away, because I'll be taking the thing that I do time lapses on with me. And I'll of course be taking my laptop with me, because I've got a bit of animation that we're doing on the side right now for another project. So, yeah, those will be coming with me anyway. But, yeah. In the likelihood that I don't get these done on stream, I will go ahead and finish them on time lapse at some point. And they will come out probably as part of the VOD, a bit like the Pride Creatures did. What ended up happening with that is I drew all the stuff on the stream, and then when it came to colouring, it took insanely longer than I thought it would, and so I ended up colouring the rest of it on a time lapse and then adding that to the VOD, which is generally how stuff goes in here. And speaking of which, if you guys don't know already, for anyone new here, all of my... why the fuck have I just done that? Oh my god. All my previous streams from Twitch go up onto YouTube, which is linked over here along with all my socials. So if you want to check out any of the previous stuff, they're absolutely free. Because it's pretty darn cool. It's pretty darn cool. I think we get everything. Yeah, okay. So now we need to do is go ahead and go T. Right, and then we need to go select and invert selection. And then we need to go like that. Perfect. Because now what we can do is draw on the other layer over the top, and we won't go outside any barriers. We can still look underneath. It kind of looks like a sticker, actually. Oh my god, I can make actual dragon stickers. That would be awesome. Yeah. Right. So select. Oops. Select. Deselect. Right. What we're actually going to do then is go ahead and do this for every single picture real quick, and then we'll get onto the colouring. How have we already wasted half an hour? Yeah, we're going to get nowhere near doing the others, are we? I really should have planned this better. But again, stuff going on today, busy schedules and stuff like that. I'm going up to London tomorrow, which means I'm not going to be here. To be fair, I'm going to Pride though, so yeah, pretty fun. Nope, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong number. Actually, to be honest, I probably can just use the free draw one, to be honest. Ooh, see, so much easier. Problem is, I was never really confident enough to use this before when I was first kind of doing Krita. But like I said, because of the steadiness and style refinement I gained from doing stuff at uni, I've actually improved massively on digital as well. Because a lot of the stuff I did at uni in terms of concept art, as I mentioned before, I did on digital. And the stylism of stuff that I created, Jesus, it was amazing. Like, there are these, techno-futuristic lake things that I never would have been able to paint before. And I've gone through that experience, and the way that you do them is so simple. But, if you gave that image to me I don't know what, like 2-3 years ago, I would be like, what the hell? How do I even do this? Where do I start? Anything like, yeah, it would just not be possible for me. But yeah, that's the thing. We've come so far in terms of refinement and art style. And that's the other thing, to be honest. I don't think I've actually shared this on anything before. But what my secondary art teacher used to say a lot is you need to refine your style. Like hone in on something particular. And I think we've really done that incredibly well over the last year or so. So yeah, it's been amazing. Right, that's another one done. Awesome. We need to sort of perspective on this one a bit because the head's a tiny bit too large. We can do that with the colours. 6 and D6. Awesome. Right, let's go to the others real quick. This one was probably one of my favourites, actually, doing this. We just... Actually, I'm going to have to zoom out for that. Yeah, I don't know why I wasn't using this tool before. So much easier. Something I do need to go watch as well is the new Superman. I've heard some good things, I've heard some worse things, but I'm genuinely intrigued. The CGI, I must admit, looks a bit shoddy, but have I just... But, there's like a certain type of CGI, I think. But, I mean, apart from that, it looks pretty good. They've got, like, a lot of inclusion of characters. They've got Guy Gardner's Green Lantern, they've got Hawk Girl, I'm pretty sure they've got Mr. Terrific as well. So, yeah. And it's like the Justice Gang. What they seem to be doing quite a bit right now is avoiding the Justice League. So, obviously, there was, like, the Zack Snyder's, all of that and stuff. But then after that, we got Black Adam in the Justice Society. Now we're getting Superman, Green Lantern, Hawk Girl, Thingamabobbo, Mr. Terrific. We're getting Metamorpho. But these guys are the Justice Gang. Justice Gang instead of the Justice Society or the Justice League. It seems like they're avoiding the Justice League for either something bigger or because it's already been done with Snyder and they don't really want to go back to it, or they're, like I said, building up to it by rebuilding this universe via James Gunn, who obviously did Suicide Squad and he's done Peacemaker and all of that as well. So yeah, I wonder if they're trying to build this universe with these shows and these movies to kind of build up to a Justice League event. Or maybe they're even possibly building up to some sort of Dark Side event, or something maybe even bigger, possibly. I know there's meant to be either a Green Lantern show or a Green Lantern movie coming out again, possibly with Guy Gardner in it, which is looking really, really hopeful. So that would be absolutely amazing. The thing about this is you don't have to do all of these in just one big take. You can just take little bits off, little by little. Makes it a lot easier for yourself. Rough and Tough on Bath and Belcher. Sometimes you don't have to attach it back because it will just... What the hell? It will just lock back to where it was. we go. And obviously we can smooth this up later, like I said, with the other bits. I actually like what I've done with Bath and Belch here by not showing their full body. It's rather just focusing on the necks. Whereas the other dragons, I've kind of gone for a more folded body shot. So like using the page's edge to hide stuff, but also make the mind forcibly recognise what it is. It's kind of fun. To be fair, I think for Toothless I had an environment designed by choice, because this is the 5 colours one. So not too fussed about the environment on this one. Now, I haven't actually seen the new movie yet, but I am definitely intrigued. Like I said, it's massive nostalgia for me. So, I'm definitely intrigued. The thing is, I remember the trailer getting a lot of backlash when it first came out because they changed the race of some of the characters. And the same thing happened with the Little Mermaid as well. Like, there's people like that out there, and it's just an unfortunate standpoint, to be honest. But I'm not really opposed to it. You're not going to get the exact person of the animated character. Like, it's an animated character for a reason. Yeah, you may have used real people for a reference, but it's not about the... How do I put this? It's more how that person presents the character than how the character looks accurately. The dragons more accurately, yeah, I would like, but because of CGI and stuff, the people are real. So it's more of how they present the character rather than them being image accurate to the character from the animation. If that makes sense? Anyway, right, let's get back to the Gronkles, shall we? Yeah, we can cheat this a bit now, actually, as well. So if we go, let's... Oh. Oh, why can't I... Oh. What we're going to do is just shape this up a bit, and then draw in little additions. I see that the thing didn't entirely get rid of everything. These lines around the outer edge. Right, so now what we can do is go like this. Just run along the edge here. Get rid of all these bits. And now what we can do is go like this. Go back to here, grab that colour, and all we can do is basically literally just chuck it on like that. And then need to make sure we're on the right layer again. And if we keep that selection on and go to here, it stays on. So now we're on a different layer with the same mask from the layer before. And we can basically just go like this.
Seats found, kids happy. Heading home. Definitely bringing these wetsuits to our next beach day.
Download the Southern Railway app to book kids' tickets for £2
Now, I have actually used green as a Seldon colour before, the same with purple, but not on this type of thing. I did a figure, which is one of the gods in my universe that I'm building, so I have a fairly good experience with the green. The only difference is I had unlimited options in terms of colour variation. This time, I'm very limited to only 5 variations, so it's going to be slightly different. Let's turn the music down a bit. As you can probably imagine. Now that we can do, supposed to just go this. Yeah. Sweet.
What time are you going to the pizza party, Mum said?
I'll leave it at 2:30 because it starts at 3.
What time is the actual set?
3.
Also, Mum said you need to go pick the bowl up from downstairs.
What bowl?
The bowl downstairs, in the lounge.
Where?
In the lounge on the table.
The one you left there, William. Go and pick it up, please.
Okay.
No.
You don't need to be in my room.
No, because Mum wanted to sleep.
Okay. Little brother and two. What I might actually do is all the base colours for the stuff, and then if we run out of time, leave the colour variations and stuff to time lapse, because it might work better in that retrospect. But we'll have to wait and see. What?
Is everyone
Yes.
Going? Yes.
So we leave that. Actually, tell you what, we'll drag this down to here, so it goes underneath. Perfect. Right, and then we go to this one, like this, and we go like that, and we go S. And we go select and invert selection. Perfect. Okay, awesome. Because now what we can do is just go in with the blue. I think we got blue on this one, I can't remember. Yeah, we got blue on Deadly Nada, which was kind of insane. Like light phthalo blue. And actually, we'll make our palette real quick as well. So, phthalo blue is around like this point here. I got like a lighter version of it, which is about that. So we take that and then we go B. What we should do is our colour values on opposite sides this time. If we do select and deselect, we can reselect it in a minute. But yeah, if we do our blues here, and then we'll do the opposite. So, second colour, 2 colours, 4 variations. So that's 1 of that one. So we can do a lighter one and a darker one as well. We do something in the middle as too. Okay, I'm actually going to change that one because I'm pretty sure it's just the same as the original. There we go, ever so slightly different. Awesome. Right, and then we just need to pick our direct opposites. So a lot of people, for some reason, think red and blue are opposites. They're not. Red and green are opposites, but blue and orange are opposites. For some reason, there's so much misconception about red and blue being opposites, but they're not. And it's because they're used quite a lot in pop culture media. So if we go like that and then just go direct opposite. Tell you what, I'm going to use a pen here to lay it across the screen so I get a direct cross. There we go. Right, that way we have the exact opposite of the other blue. So that is the exact orange, it's opposite of that blue. Now we can get to choose some darker ones too. There we go. Funnily enough, Stormfly's colour patterns are pretty much opposite colours. If you actually look, it's mainly blue and orange. Tiny bit of yellow, but we haven't got access to that, so we're going to have to make do. Right, if we move on to... Should we add colour? There we go. Mr. Monstrous Nightmare with Snotlouts over there, angrily standing, waiting for Hookfang to come back. What colours did we get? Ooh, dark purple with a slight bit of mag. What I mean by mag is magenta. So if we go to here, verging on that, and then we go dark, like, I think it was about that dark there. Yeah, so that's our original. So this is 3 of 3. So now we use a trisector method to make essentially a triangle from this point to the other points. And then we use those 3 colours with the 3 variations. So...
Maltesers. Look on the light side.
We do our colour palettes down here, look. So do the original purple, and then we'll have... yeah, slightly lighter version. And then still arranging in the dark, but a bit lighter. There we go. And then we need to grab our these ones. So again, actually what I'm going to do is use my pen here. Let's create a trisector. If we think about this properly, we do it like that. Then that lies about... Actually, I've got scissors so I can actually make a little triangle. Give me a second. I can actually make a little triangle out of paper. There we go. Right, little triangle. Made out of paper. We can use that to define what colours need to go from here. So if we go like that. Where's the mouse? Actually, we go back to P. Mouse at the ready. Go like that. So the mouse is up here in that sector. Awesome. And again, we need that exact colour, but then we can do some variations from it. So exact colour. I'm going to do some actually add bits like this. Playing around with a bit. Right, and then third colour from that would be it's black. Over here. Actually, but we'll go back to the purple. So up here. Pen go. There it is. Yeah, dark one again. So we've got some skin tones along with some turquoises and some cyans possibly as well. And also some purples. Should be an interesting one. Should definitely be an interesting one. The thing is, I'm going to go full out with all of these though as well. We're not going to like... Obviously with some of them we get less colours, but we're still going to go like all in with the pieces. They're going to be like proper detailed and finished stuff. So I'm not going to like lack it a bit. Right, and then we just need to add a layer for that. So, yep, and then this one here. Right, Bath and Belch. And this one I can actually draw an invisible rectangle in my mind. Right, it's honeycomb. So that to me says, if we go like... That to me says this kind of colour here. What we do, let's draw a rectangle across and down a bit. Remember, we can only use 2 variations of each of these 4 colours as well. I think I've had this one before actually when I did uni work. What's this little bottom here? Here I have. Go down a bit. Only problem is a lot of these colours are very bright. So I'm going to be very clever about what tones I choose, or what shades or variants I choose, to be honest. There you go. It's alright. Sweet, we got our colours for the hideous zipple pack. Awesome. And now, finally, our 5 single colours for the Night Fury. And the thing is, this was completely random. Who would have thought we got the 5 random colours for Toothless? Amazing. See if we go on here. And our start colour should be the last one left, which is a sort of reddish orange. Something I call vermilion. Which is around this area here. So we go more like there. Okay. And then we'll line our colours up on the top over here. That's number 1. For a house, essentially. That's 2. 3. 4. 5. Okay, well this should be interesting. Very, very bright and colourful. It's going to literally be like a stained glass window. Yeah, we'll start with my grunkle. Should be interesting. Right, let's get going, shall we?
Hey Spotifyers, click or tap the banner to listen to Mood Booster. Get happy with today's dose of feel-good songs. Brought to you by Lipton Iced Tea. Lipton Iced Tea. Tea changes everything.
There's more to Spotify than meets the ear. That's because video is taking center stage on Spotify, with over 300,000 video shows and 300 million users already watching their favorite podcast. With seamless switching between watching and listening, you can tune in anytime, anywhere. Got a show of your own? Upload your video to Spotify. Turn views into fans and monetize your passion. more to Spotify than meets the ear. That's because video is taking center stage on Spotify, with over 300,000 video shows and 300 million users already watching their favorite podcast. With seamless switching between watching and listening, you can tune in anytime, anywhere. Got a show of your own? Upload your video to Spotify, turn views into fans, and monetize your passion.
There's always a bit of clean up with stuff first. It's never just straight in with bits. Always have to do a bit of clean up. Especially if you're doing mixed media. Unless you're really good. It's what a lot of people come out of videos or you miss in time lapses is because it's rushing so fast or because it's been cut out, you kind of miss this part of it. And the thing is, I will keep this in as well because it's part of the process. There's so much kind of like nitty-gritty stuff that happens behind the scenes before you actually get on to doing a piece. Right, there we go. That's one of them done. Let's get on, shall we? So, looking at our colours, I'm going to say... Now, one thing I didn't mention is I can use different opacities of the same colour. Should be interesting. Actually, we can do colour variation first because this is going to be fun. I think I've got a clear idea of what colours need to go where. So it should just be child's play from this point on. We're going to use the lighter ones for the spikes, obviously, as you can see, and then we use the darker ones as the shadows and stuff, and then we use the lightest one for highlights. And then everything will just blend together, on the base level anyway.
Breaker or creator? At Teddy London, you'll
So like these in-between bits where like, because the Grunkle is essentially made of a bunch of like
boring lectures here. This September, be a part of it. Even without
bouldery stony balls, and so obviously there needs to be some sort of shadow coming off of each one, otherwise it's not going to look very good.
clearing at teddylondon.ac.uk.
But for the horns, that's where we can come in with this.
Hello, this is a disgrace. It's been like one whole day since we got the M&M's crew together.
I know, Green. It's making me Eminem, mad and moody.
I taste a reunion coming along.
Yeah.
I'll message the group chat. What should I say?
Don't say anything. Just send him a snap of these new packs of M&Ms. They've got messages written on them already. Bingo. Grab a pack and start the fun with new limited edition packs.
Oh yeah, I just remembered we made this a Titan wing Grunkle. That's why it's so big compared to fish legs. That's why it's so big. We made this a Titan wing. I remember now. And now we take this off. Look, we've got like the actual Gronkel structure. Awesome. And now what we can do is basically just blend this all in and then add our shadows and stuff. And then we'll do the eyes as well, obviously. And fish legs up the top there. The way you blend is you basically just overlay stuff constantly, just seeping it back into itself, not fully, but like with some sort of vigour. And then basically lower the opacity as you get further and further up with the brush. And then kind of let loose on your hand a bit. And it kind of just fades into the actual thing, as you can see. It's how I do my dragon pieces whenever I do like the wings or the spines or anything like that. It's easier with smaller objects though, I will say, because there's not as much detail to put in. But when you have bigger stuff like this, and that's not even done yet, you can actually build like lines up through it as well to add some like depth and texture to it. So it does work. In that sense too, because I've got to use these greens to the best of my ability as well. Otherwise I'm going to have some problems.
Scrolling through takeaway options. So many choices. What do you fancy? What's gonna hit the spot? Clearing feels a bit like that. Overwhelming. Luckily, Southampton Solent have got the source of success. A unique set of ingredients that you just won't find at other universities. A spicy range of courses, a dash of industry contacts, mouth-watering opportunities. Now that tastes good. Hungry for the source of success? Register for clearing at Southampton Solent now.
Hey, what's the matter? You're all like red in the face.
Red in the face? My face is red. I'm trying to get the M&M's crew together, but I don't know what to say.
Okay. Keep your shell on.
You got any bright ideas, Shakespeare?
Ooh, why don't you just send a photo of this new pack of limited edition M&Ms? They got messages on them already.
Well, I never. Grab a pack and start the fun with new limited edition packs.
I will say also though, it's sometimes good to have just like a clear line across the back on some of them, especially where they're not attached to the front, because otherwise it can look quite flat with your stuff. So make sure there is like a bit of 3D effect. If it's like not on the face of where you're colouring, essentially, leave it a bit more of like a line. There we go. Awesome. Right, this first stage done. Now, need to move on to the second one. Let's take this screen here.
There's more to Spotify than meets the ear. That's because video is taking center stage on Spotify, with over 300,000 video shows and 300 million users already watching their favorite podcast. With seamless switching between watching and listening, you can tune in anytime, anywhere. Got a show of your own? Upload your video to Spotify, turn views into fans, and monetize your passion.
There we go. Bit of a shadow. Okay, just work this back in.
Want to spice up your listening? Smart Shuffle can weave in song recommendations for your playlists when you join Spotify Premium or start a jam.
As you can see, we've already had a bit of form, because what you're starting to see is the different shapes between each sort of separate boulder in the sort of Gronkel or boulder class sort of form, I guess. There we go. Awesome. And now, so there are the greens. Just to be clear, I'm shit at drawing people, so you can probably see what's happening with it now.
This is Sky Newman with my debut single, Hairdresser. Listen on Spotify now. There's so much bullshit you put me through. Not to my hairdresser, all about you. She's the sky. You're tonight.
There's more to Spotify than meets the ear. That's because video is taking center stage on Spotify, with over 300,000 video shows and 300 million users already watching their favorite podcast. With seamless switching between watching and listening, you can tune in anytime, anywhere. Got a show of your own? Upload your video to Spotify, turn views into fans, and monetize your passion.
now what we're going to do, one of my signatures for a lot of pieces like this, is expressive kind of outbursts of spikes of energy, and then also a glow. There we go. And now, winners 2. It's a little bit of a glow. And then we can fit our background. And to do that, we need to do is basically just get rid of this layer. Or actually go to this layer. And grab a big E brush. So what we're going to do is go opacity big, that big as well, and just completely get rid of whatever's under here. I'm going to come off E, and then what we're going to do, darkest green we have, go F like that. It's not right at all, I don't know why it's done that. Oh, because it's on fucking, there we go, the opacity's down this way. What we can do is a very quick landscape. See, with this boulder class type dragon, I can imagine like a lot of stone and rock just like tumbled about here and there. Stuff sort of balanced and bits like that, and just random rock formations here and throughout. Very sharp, some very jagged ones. Bits and bobs really. Best way to do something like this is actually just go ahead and use the other rocks here, or the other colours, to come ahead of these ones and just fill in some more rocks, just like that. Grab your lightest one and add some highlights to these front rocks. And then you do the same thing, just going backwards. So whatever colour you just used for this foreground, you now use for the highlights of the rocks behind. Just keep going backwards like that. Maybe lower the opacity a bit.
Unicorn coming through. Ooh, why are you wearing that? Just got my last bit sorted at post office. Travel money card, currency, travel insurance. Got the passport sorted. Holiday ready. Next up, cocktails by the pool.
Get holiday ready with less faff. We can
What
help
you
with
can
that.
even do
Pop into your
is
local branch or search
use
Post
it
Office
to make like grass and stuff as well.
First Rate Exchange Services Limited, pursuant to license by MasterCard International.
Come on, red, yellow. This is a disgrace. It's been like one whole day since we got the M&M's crew together.
I know, Green.
And then go less pressure to make that sort of rock highlight.
Reunion coming along.
Yeah.
I'll message the group chat. What should I say?
There we go.
Don't say anything. Just send them a snap of these new packs of M&Ms. They've got messages written on them already.
Now what we'll do is actually go to the skyline, grab a much less opaque thing and just start brushing it in over the back, like a light fog, and then sort of like fade it in. I might make this a bit more forceful actually. So now what we're going to do is come back in with our opacity and just make some clouds. I think one last touch we're actually going to do as well is we take the brightest colour, choose a light source. What we're going to do is go around this region and add this source for light over here. So we go like this. So. Lower the opacity and we go to this brush preset instead. actually redo this real quick. It actually makes somewhat of like a green sun illuminating from this bit over here. There we go. So what I should do is just go and add a bit of that to each of these. Little fire blitz to the clouds as well. Maybe a bit thinner. Yeah. Maybe we'll leave the clouds. But yeah, that's pretty much how environments go, to be honest. And that is the Grunkle in green, done. I love that. That looks wicked. Oh, I was going to do glow for the actual creature, but I think I might leave it. Depends. We'll see. We'll have a go at it. If it doesn't turn out too good, we'll leave it there. Sometimes you can overdo stuff with digital, which is what I'm thinking we're diving into the territory of now. Yeah, it's a bit too much. I think that looks alright, to be honest. Or actually, though, we could just add a bit more darkness to the underside. If we go back on the actual Grunkle layer, let's get this real quick. It's going to come back in with some of the darker values because it's looking a bit flat. Which is hard again because we're only using one colour. So, yeah. Fun little challenge though, I must admit. Yeah, it looks a bit better. Awesome. Well, that's, like I said, the Grunkle done. Loved that, and actually too, we will add a tiny bit of glow in here. We grab the right green real quick. Grab that, and go like that. That, and go like this. And we go like that, and we go like this. Go like that. Now I have the colours over there on the side on history. Come here's the eye. Right.
Maltesers? Yes, please. Oh, I have so many grey hairs now. Oh, please. My days have taken over. I like to think of them as silver. Silver hair. Gold teeth. Full to the brim with natural gas. Who knew we'd be so rich?
Maltesers. Look on the light side.
There we go. Perfect. Sweet. And actually, all the last thing we need to do is actually
is taking center stage on Spotify with over 300,000 video shows and 300 million users already watching their favorite podcasts.
So I'm actually going to leave the greens on the side there, even though you can see them all throughout the piece, because it is kind of symbolic of what we've used. So Yeah, I think that actually looks really, really wicked. I'm loving how that's turned out. Absolutely love how that's turned out. Huh. Was not expecting that from me today. But yeah, unfortunately we are going to have to leave it here because we've run out of time, so I've got to go somewhere. So thank you so much for watching. Tell you what, we'll put this in expansion mode if it'll work. Thank you so much for watching, and honestly it's been a blast. A wonderful challenge. And the other thing is, yeah, so all the other layers that we have going on, right, we will go ahead and do them, but we'll do them on the time lapse when we have free time, or we might do them for stream tomorrow or the day after. It really depends when we have time, basically. But yeah, like I said, been absolutely wonderful. Thank you all for coming along and watching. My socials linked over here, and so is the YouTube, which is where all the previous VODs have been VODed up to, except the last one we did, but it doesn't really matter. And there's also a bunch of stuff on YouTube that is outside of Twitch, before Twitch as well, which is hella fun. A bunch of universe building, which is all of this is going into as well. Because obviously this is, while it's based on HDDYD, it's my own rendition of stuff, especially with the colours and everything. And so in my eye, this technically can be part of the CCU, which is the universe I'm building. But yeah, it's been wonderful. I will see you all very, very soon. Like I said, Fantastic Four, I can't wait, and we'll do the time-lapse in the meantime. But yeah, this has been great. I honestly can't believe I've done that. This is also 1,000 times better than the green one I did a couple of years ago. So basically I did like a hooded figure, basically just made out of green. And it was okay for what it was worth and what it was going to, but this is, yeah. The colour complexion and the way that I've done it is, yeah, it's like the style I do on paper. It's really, yeah, and I've even gone back, like I said, 2 points where I've been like, okay, it's a bit too flat, and I've added more dark. There is undo buttons on digital, but I'll only ever use them if I kind of want a line to be more straight. Because the thing is, when you're doing traditional, and I try not to separate the two too much, you can't exactly undo. You have to kind of involve that in your drawings. That's why I've been trying to do a lot more with digital, is less undo, more, okay, it seems like it should be more added, let's go ahead and do that. But then if it's too much, is it going to draw away from the piece? We can just layer over that. And this, you can do the same with traditional as well. But yeah, you've also got to know when to stop as well, because you can overdo pieces and it can kind of create too much noise when you have like too much on a piece. But yeah, as I said, absolutely wonderful. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Have a good one, and goodbye. Oh, we're getting a follower. Oh, thanks. I don't know who jumped in and followed, but thank you very much. You're awesome. It didn't show followers before the stream, and also it didn't show any follows during, so... Huh. Let me have a look. Can I... If I just go back into here... Just give you a little shout out quick. Might as well. Who followed recently? Who followed? It should show me here. Come on, activity feed. Thank you, Amelia Hazel, for the follow. You're awesome. Thank you. Welcome to, I guess, the Creatures and Characters community. Or the, I don't know, whatever. I don't really have a name for it. I guess you all can have your own names for it or whatever. But yeah, thank you so very much. And yes, I hope all of you lovely lot enjoyed this wonderful piece here. Actually, if I can get a better reading of it, if I try like this, because obviously you quite a bit trying to view it, but yeah, that's pretty much the piece there. Friggin' awesome how it's turned out. Absolutely insane. Especially again with just one colour and 5 variations all down the sides, you can see. Crazy. Oh, I cannot wait to do this again for the other 4 dragons. It's been wicked. Hello. Yeah, it's a bit of an unfortunate. I'm ending stream now, so yeah. This always happens. People always join when I'm about to end the stream. Ah. But as mentioned, all my socials and YouTube linked over here, which I'm going to be putting this VOD up, and all the time lapses that come from this and all previous VODs. So yeah, have a good one. I'll see ya, and goodbye.